Hello, welcome to Screen Talk with yours truly, Nomfanelo Malloy. So, I found this story the other day and it piqued my interest. So, this story is in relation to the Terminator franchise, which is like sci-fi action series that was created by James Cameron, who directed the first two movies but produced all of the movies so far. And yeah, with this story piqued my interest. So I saw this on Twitter where apparently he announced that he's working on a new Terminator movie, but wants to see how AI affects the real world. So let's just scroll on to here. So he appeared at the Dell Tech World Conference. And I guess during a panel, he announced that he's working on a new Terminator movie, but then he wants to pause it until the direction of AI becomes clearer. So, hmm, I don't know if I agree with that choice in terms of pausing the movie until we see how where AI goes. Because if you have an idea for the movie, just work on it regardless of AI or not. So I don't know. When I saw this, I found it was ridiculous, to be honest. So yeah, in terms of like, it got me to thinking though. With him working on a new movie, is it time for the franchise to be revived, or is it pretty much over? So, with my thoughts on the franchise, so the first two movies I enjoyed. I would say the second one is the best movie in my opinion, followed by the first one. From three onwards gets tricky because they all have been misses, to be honest. So, if I were to rank the franchise, I would go the second one, the first one, in terms of third place is between the third one and the fourth one. I'll probably say the fourth one because it had like potential in terms of focusing on John Connor as the lead as a rebellion leader. And then probably the third one, to be honest, I haven't seen it since it came out. And then essentially five and six, because I hated five because essentially tried to redo the first movie. And the sixth one, honestly, was just a complete disaster, especially with its choices to kill off John Connor and in replace it with somebody else. That was just ridiculous. Excuse me. So honestly, though, like with this franchise, if you want to, let's say, continue it, I think the best strategy is to reboot it from scratch because I think from five or from four, sorry, they wanted to start a trilogy, and all of those sequels have failed. So yeah, and there's honestly no point, in my opinion, to continue featuring, I guess, the Connors at this point because I feel like just based on what we've seen, their story has been told. Because honestly, like a perfect sequel, in my opinion, is to focus on John Connor, like as a rebellion leader, like in his role that he was meant to be. But they did that with Salvation, and that movie was not good. So if I were, let's say, to be in charge of the Terminator franchise, how I would approach it is essentially give it the Planet of the Apes treatment, where how about we focus a world where we have like the Terminators essentially controlling either like the place or the world, similar to what has happened with Planet of the Apes, where essentially the it's all inhibited by apes and there's few humans. So instead of humans, yeah, so instead of sorry, the apes will have the Terminators essentially, and that would be cool to see. Like, are all Terminators bad, or are there some good, some bad? I think that will be more interesting, and probably there could be a few humans, that despise the Terminators, while there could be a few that maybe are fall in line with them. So I feel like that would be an interesting take on the franchise. At least that way you don't have to attach it with the Connors. And I think it would be more interesting to show like what happens with the other characters, like how do the other people outside of the John Connor family deal with the Terminators. So it's not that concrete, but I would go along those lines essentially. So I would love to know, what do you guys think about the Terminator franchise? Like, do you think it should be revived? Like, is there potential there? Or do you think we should just end the franchise, even though it's not on a good note with Dark Fate? But hey, it is what it is, I suppose. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think. And you could find a link to my socials in the description. And I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in to this video, and I will catch you on the next one.